Exciting new news. I have lived out of my house into an apartment. So my reasons for moving out. 1, the lease is almost up on the house. 2, I need to be closer to the city. All the events I want to go to are in the city. Our house is all the way out in freaking, I don't know where. The middle of nowhere, exactly. So places that normally take people like 10 to 20 minutes tops to get to, it takes me about 30 to 45 minutes. Sometimes an hour, which really isn't that bad to be honest when I think about it in terms of other places. But for Thailand, it's just not so convenient for me and what I want to do. 3, as fun as it is to live with my best friend, she's awesome. I prefer to live alone. I'm just more productive when I'm alone, and I'm used to being alone. And I don't mean that in like a violent, sad kind of way. Like, I'm genuinely used to being alone. Like, I enjoy it. Number 4 is the big one. I needed to challenge myself. So let me explain. I had somehow let myself get into a routine that's just like really easy and comfortable and repetitive, which is basically work, get paid, sleep, make a YouTube video here and there when I felt motivated enough, and go out dancing and partying on my one day off that I had a week, and repeat. And that routine is not progressive, it's circular, and it was easy. And I have this really bad habit of allowing things like work and school and just people to consume any time that I have for myself, to consume any of my creative time, even to what I would think about in the day. And I would do that out of habit, because every time I wanted to do something creative, something else would kick in that's supposedly more important than your creativity. School, work. And because of that, as a result, as it usually happens this way, I started losing my passion and motivation to do the things that I really want to do that are creative and genuinely enjoyable. I started feeling like a blob, man. I don't know if you noticed, but I started slowing down on my YouTube videos. My other channel hadn't gotten a YouTube video in like 3 months. I've hardly drawn anything. I haven't even worked out in over a month, which is crazy for me. My freaking diet went to and for a moment there, I felt like I was just existing. That might sound a bit dramatic, I'm sorry, but that is how I felt to the core, okay? And it genuinely bothered me. Like, I don't mind working, but the things that I want to do for a living eventually are things that I enjoy. And I know in order to turn the things that I'm passionate about into something that I can make a living from, I have to be consistent. And I know I have not been consistent enough for me to really make anything out of it, because I let myself get back into that freaking routine. And it bothered me because I don't want to be in that routine. So what do I do when I am bothered? Well, what I do whenever I'm feeling stuck or bothered or in a situation like this, I stop, I look at myself, I see where the problem is coming from, I see what I am doing and not doing enough of, and then I fix it. I find ways to fix it and then progress forward and upward. One thing that is good that I do know about myself is that when I put my mind to something and full-heartedly decide that I'm going to do it, I do it. Even if it's something that completely scares me. The fear itself is an encouragement for me to work on that thing and overcome that fear, so that I'm no longer afraid of it and I've come out on top somewhere. It's funny, the situation actually reminds me of how I got myself through university and finally graduated. But that story is kind of long, and it's for another time. Moving on. So anyway, I tell you all that to tell you this. I have goals for this year, yes, but I shall tell you what I have specifically planned for February, and it's exciting, and I just spit on the camera. So what I'm about to tell you are my goals. Here we go. Budget and save my money. Not that I haven't been doing that before, but now I really have to. See these here? These are for my receipts. This one's for food and necessities. Another one for travel. This is the ticket I just spent on the Jai Tab Festival. I need to times it by 2. One for bills. There's only one in there at the moment because it's not the end of the month yet. And this one is for me stuff, meaning anything I want to spend on myself that is not necessary. As you can see, there are no receipts in there for this month. You know why? Because the me stuff comes after all of this stuff. This is first. Priority, me stuff is at the end. There's a reason why this jar is the smallest, because there really shouldn't be that many receipts in there. Get another job, as in addition to the job I have now. I'm actually applying for an online teaching job very soon. It's something I've done before. Not online teaching, but teaching in itself. I've done that before. So wish me luck. And if it doesn't work out, then I guess I'll have to find another job. Get back into shape. As I said earlier, I haven't exercised in a month, okay, or more. So I have kind of come up with a workout schedule and routine for myself to target all areas of my body in which I want to target. So that should be fun, and that leads to my next goal, have a super healthy diet. So my diet had gotten really crummy, right? So too much sugar, too much fried stuff, and maybe consuming too many beverages, which one might have while partying. So I have also created a diet plan which consists of a lot of home cooking and healthy, delicious foods for optimal detoxification. The only thing I will be drinking is tons of water, coconut milk or juice, and juices that are 100% juice that don't have any added sugar for the month of February. This one might sound kind of weird, but I need to pamper myself. Yeah, pamper myself, like my skin and my hair and my feet. My skin and my hair in comparison to my feet are all right, but the feet, oh my, I'm actually considering doing a video of how to home pedicure your feet and the befores and afters and what I will do to make my feet look nice again. Lastly but not leastly, make more YouTube videos and document everything in which I have just previously spoken about. I have so many ideas of things that I want to film. Like, I would just love to go around to little cafes or restaurants and do like a cafe and restaurant review, and maybe if I can, do a nice little short interview with the owner. How does that sound? Interesting? I love that idea. And if you don't, I'm sorry, because I'll probably do it anyway. Also, I want my videos to look more professional, more interesting. But thank you so much for appreciating my videos for what they are now. And I guess this would be lastly but not leastly, I want to share with you more about myself and more about what's important to me. Certain things that I have not shared at all on my channel that is part of my everyday life. Yeah, so that'll be interesting, opening up a bit more about myself. Because after all, this is the Nami life, so I'm going to give you as much as the Nami life as I can. Anyway, in order for me to achieve all of this, I'm going to go into what I call Nami antisocial mode. Yes, this has happened before with university, and that lasted a very long time. This won't last as long, and it'll be different. So this does not mean I'm going to be antisocial and stay away from people and curl up in a ball in the corner of my room. It means I'll be social, but only if it's productive to what I'm doing. So for instance, if someone invites me to go out for pizza and a movie and some cake or something like that, I'll probably say no, because pizza's not part of my diet, neither is cake. And movies are expensive and I can't film it. So for me, not productive. On the flip side, if someone invites me for a tea or an inexpensive lunch in which it is something that is on my diet, or go to a festival or something in which I can film, then yes, I will do that because it is productive for what I am doing. So this whole month is kind of a me month, and it needs to be. And hopefully I can keep up with it and not allow myself to be distracted by external unnecessary things or work, because I don't have school anymore, or get into a routine that's not progressive or healthy for me. Anyway, I have talked far too much. How are you? How are you doing? What have you got going planned for like this year and this month? Are you feeling groovy? Are you feeling down? Are you feeling stuck like I was and need to progress in an upward motion? How are you feeling? Anyways, let me know down in the comments how you've been doing, and if you like this kind of video. I know it's a little bit different than what I normally have on this channel, but that's kind of the point. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and anyone who's been supporting me, I really appreciate it so much. It's also what helps me inspire and motivate myself to do more of this and to do more YouTube videos, because I love it. I let myself get into that routine, and I don't want to fall back anymore. I don't want to go back into that anymore. Bye. That was the wrong door. Well, that story of how I got through university is kind of a long story, but a very interesting one, but very too long for this video. So let's moving on. I cannot speak words.